Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out the new palette from Trixie Cosmetics. This is the Nighttime Realness palette. It is a revamped, redone version of their very first palette, Daytime Realness, and I am very excited to try this. I love blue eyeshadow, I love Trixie Cosmetics, and I never picked up the first palette, so now that it's bigger, expanded, and brought back, I'm very excited to try this out. I also got one of the lip oils from their Sweet Treats collection that came out around the holidays that I skipped because I'm just not a fan of quads in general. So I'm gonna try this out as well. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I am a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup. And I tend to have a pretty analytical approach to my makeup collection and makeup reviews in general. Because of my training and my personality. And I have new content every week, be it reviews or looking at things that I already own. So I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so there are two things that I do want to point out. One, they are doing construction outside and I've been putting off filming all morning because they were making very loud noises. Digging up the road directly under my windows. And now they're across, they finally calmed down and were quiet. And I was like, okay, maybe they're done for the day or they're doing less loud activities, but now they're just across the street. So hopefully there won't be too much background noise, but if there is, I apologize. Also, I am trying a new filming setup. I have been filming standing up the whole time I've had my channel just because I couldn't get my tripod and my phone and everything in a way that worked to sit, but I think I finally did. So I'm trying this out because I'm hoping it'll help me film more without being in as much pain because of my health problems. Palette. So this is the outer box. Came out last Friday and got here really quickly. I was very happy with that. It shipped like that day and it came, today is Wednesday, it came last night, Tuesday. I am in Seattle and they are based in LA. So pretty easy to get the shipping up here, but I do like how fast they are. So this retails for $30. It is made in the United States, and then it is 12 pans and about 9.5 grams, 9.48 grams of product, which is not a bad price for how much product you get. It is a smaller palette. So their normal palettes are $48, not $30. And those are also 12 pans and normally have 20.4 grams. So you're getting a lot less, but you are paying less too. So this is the actual palette right here. Very cute. And then when you open it up, you get a decent mirror. I do have the little sticker on it, so let me peel that off. So you do get a decent mirror. Decent size, much better than in the original mini. That was much smaller, so the mirror was also pretty small. And then you get these 12 really beautiful blue and gray tones. So I have touched a couple of these already, which is why like this one looks like it's been used. It's because I did last night try out a couple just to get an initial thought. So this isn't a true first impression. Really love this. I'm not normally a fan of monochromatic palettes, but I am excited to try this. And I like that it does have grays in there too, so it's not just strictly grays and silvers, so it's not just strict blue tones. And then I did grab my Juno palette from them so I could show you the size difference. So here is Nighttime Realness and here is the Juno palette, if you line them up. And then the shadows are definitely a lot smaller. I think their regular palettes are a really good price for the quality and the amount of shadow you get. So here are the two side by side. So you can see those are much smaller pans. I really love these and I really love the blues in here. So I'm hoping that I will love these as well. And then for my base makeup, I did use my Trixie bronzer and one of my Trixie blushes. I used the orange Mod About You colors. So I did also grab one of their new lip oils. I love their lip glosses. I have basically every shade of their lip gloss and I have a bunch of their lipsticks as well. One of my favorite matte lipstick formulas, my favorite liquid lipstick formula, and maybe one of my favorite, well, their sheer gloss is my favorite lip gloss formula. So I was really excited to try the lip oil. I got the shade Gingerbread Cookie. There's also a red one that is like jam, like raspberry jam, jam donut, and then I don't remember the third one. These are $12 and you do get a lot of product. This has 10.5 grams or 0.37 ounces. So decent amount of product in this, and it is a very adorable packaging. I did wear this yesterday, so this is not a first impression. I do have some thoughts. So I'm gonna put this on. You can see it's got a nice doe foot. It's this really pretty orange color, and I like that it looks like a little candy. I really like the way this feels on the lips. It is a nice hydrating lip oil. I like a lip oil. I like the color a lot. I don't like the smell. So this has a very sweet smell, and it smells like one of those, it smells like a candle, like you know how they make candles and stuff that are supposed to smell like a baked good or a cookie or something? They always smell really fake to me. This smells like that. My best friend got the jelly one, and that one smells legit like jelly and was a little more tolerable. This definitely is very, very cookie smelling. So if you don't like a scented thing, I would avoid this. And I don't think I'll buy another one of these unless they take the smell away. The lip gloss has a bit of a sweet smell, but it fades really quickly. This is much stronger and actually tastes really sweet. Like, I'll put it on. You can see it's a really pigmented lip oil. And it, you know, shears out as you're wearing it. But this is, yeah, this is too sweet. It tastes sweet too. Like, I use liquid stevia to sweeten my tea and stuff. And this tastes kind of like when you get the stevia on the side of your cup and then you go to take a sip and you're like, oh, that's a lot of sweet. It tastes like that. So I don't love this. I like the color a lot and I like the way it feels on my lips. I do not like the taste though. And then if you look at the ingredients, it does have some really good oils and hydrating ingredients in it. So it has jojoba oil, it has sunflower seed oil, it has rose hip fruit oil, cloudberry seed oil, plum seed oil, coconut fruit extract, and stevia. Yeah, so that is what it's tasting like. This has stevia in it, so it is legitimately sweet, and I don't like that. I think it was an interesting choice, and I'm sure there will be a lot of people that do like that. I am not one of them. So I will use this, and it's already starting to fade. So that is good, but beautiful color. But if you're sensitive to like sweet smells or you don't like stevia sweetened things, I would avoid this. Okay, so back to the palette. I'm gonna do some swatches. I do like to do them live versus inserting B-roll because you get a better idea of them. Also, I can describe what they feel like as I'm doing them versus just inserting a quick clip. But I do always have timestamps if you want to skip ahead. I don't have any primer or anything on my arm. I do have an olive undertone, so that sometimes makes shades look a little different. Mostly greens and yellows. Blues tend to actually pop really nicely against my skin tone. That's part of why I like them. I have brown eyes and green skin, so they just really pop. So I'm gonna do swatches on my arm, see what they look like, see how they feel, and then I'm gonna do at least one look, maybe two. I'll probably do one on each eye, so I can do something with the grays and the blues. This is the bottom. So the bottom row here are the new shades. So we've got a dark teal, 2 blue shimmers, and a gray shimmer, which I'm very excited to try. So the first shade here is Televangelista. I love the names Trixie gives to things. And it is a silver, kind of more of a soft silver. That's really pretty. That's actually very shiny, but it's very much a smooth. This one, it looks more like metallic silver. This is more like inner corner silver versus lid shimmer. And then we've got Daily Double is a nice like royal blue. Weather Girl is a really pretty light blue. And then Zenith is this gray. That's really pretty. So the pale blue didn't swatch the best, but the other blue and the gray swatched very nicely. And like I've said in many videos and will always say, swatches don't really tell you how a shadow is going to perform. They're mostly just to see the texture and the color. So texture for shimmers, color for mattes. So Soap Star is this blue. This is a really beautiful blue. That would look really beautiful all over the lid. It's very creamy. a little thick. Cut the Cameras is the darker gray. That's really nice. And then Static is a more metallic silver versus the other. So I'll do those here. It's very sparkly. And then the dark gray is really pretty, and the silver is really nice. So it's much more, this is more silver and this is more white. This is like a soft satin white, and this is more metallic silver. And then we've got Channel Surfer, really pretty blue. Hot Pursuit is this metallic gray. I'm excited for that. Infomercial is this more purpley blue shimmer. Really pretty. Really like that blue. That would, so you can do a really nice smoky, gray smoky eye with this palette. That is really pretty. It would go really well with this blue. And then the last two are Night Shift and Signing Off. Signing Off is supposed to be a very dark teal. And you can see there's a little bit of green in there. Trixie said she wanted a dark teal versus a black, just because black tends to overtake palettes or to overtake a blue eye look. So that way you have a really dark shade, and that's a very nice, more smooth metallic. So you can see there's a bit more sparkle and texture in some of these, and some of them are a little smoother. And then there's the dark teal. So those are really pretty. I'm excited to try this. It feels like Trixie's standard formula, which I do really enjoy. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off so I don't get it all over me, and I will be right back to do some looks. Okay, so I went ahead and washed that off. I don't have any staining. I don't normally have that from Trixie Shadows, but I did want to point that out. There's no marks or anything left over. And then I did go ahead and add some of my Urban Decay primer on my lids to start trying out the shadows. I do think I want to do two looks, one more with the gray tones and one more with the blue. I feel like in practice I'll actually combine them, but this way you can see distinct colors. Okay, so time for the looks. I'm gonna do blue on this side, gray on this side, I think. My lighting seems weird, at least when I look at myself, but the lighting outside is very odd and gray today, so we'll see what it looks like when I go to edit this. I'm gonna start with the dark shade. With these two really pale blues, you could brush that through the crease. I feel like they would be good packed on the lid shades if you wanted a bright pop, but I feel like just with these tones, I'm gonna start with the dark shade and then blend the edges. So I'm just trying to grab a small blending brush. So this is a E27 from Sigma, and I'm gonna pick up Daily Double. Picks up nicely. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan, but that doesn't really bother me. And then I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm gonna plant that right here. I feel like I always like the performance of my Rephr brushes more, but I just washed them and I don't want them to all immediately be stained to blue, so I'm trying the Sigma as well. I'll probably use some kind of combination. So decently pigmented, nice dark blue, but not like super dark. I will definitely deepen it up. And I'm just going to kind of tap this into place where I want it. So I went ahead and switched brushes. This is also a Sigma brush, but this is the Precision Firm Blender. And it's just a little more firm and a little more densely packed than this one. And it's making this go on really beautifully. There's no patchiness. It's just a nice, really pigmented blue. So I'm just kind of creating the shape that I want. And if you also have at least partially hooded eyes like I do, I tend to look straight ahead and make sure I can still see it. But I don't want to put it too high up because I do want to take the lighter shade and blend the edges with it. So just being careful that I have the shape that I want. And then I'm going to take the Channel Surfer shade on the same brush, and I'm going to put that on the inner part of my crease because it's a little bit brighter, and then I'm going to use it to blend the edges as well. But that way it's almost a two-tone crease. I was talking to my friend Dani, Scars to Stars, earlier, and she does a lot of two-tone creases, so I feel like when I talk to her a lot, I tend to feel more inspired to do one. She just posted a video of her Beautylish Lucky Bag, so I would go check that out. I didn't buy one of those this year. I've never bought one. Lucky bags and like mystery boxes tend to stress me out because I don't want to get something I'm going to be allergic to, or from a brand I don't want to use or something, or like, I don't know, the wrong shade of lipstick, like something that's going to be too pale for my skin tone. So I tend to avoid mystery boxes in general. I'd rather spend my money on things that I want and know I want, but maybe next year I'll get one because I've been very pleasantly surprised by seeing what people have gotten. So I'm just using the same brush for all of this, and I'm just kind of lightly dipping in a little bit to Channel Surfer and then tapping it over the edges. It's blending out really nicely. You'll never get a perfect gradient into your skin tone with blue because your skin's not blue, but you can get a nice blend, and it's blending out really beautifully. There's definitely a fade out in person. I don't know how well that shows up on camera. So it is nice and dramatic, very blue. There are ways to wear blue that aren't, you know, as bold as this, but I did want to try this out. I do wear blue eyeshadow on a regular basis, and if you would like any kind of video on how to wear blue eyeshadow in a more like wearable way, let me know, because I'm not always wearing something like this. Okay, so really like the shape, really like the way that looks. I'm gonna pick up, I'm just using the same brush for everything because it's working well. I'm gonna pick up Signing Off, that dark teal, and I'm gonna put that right here. So my only problem is because I am olive, teals tend to pull very green on me. Like emerald greens look teal on me, teals look pretty green on me. So I wish this was a little more blue, but I really like the color. I just think for blending it into Daily Double, I wish it was a little more true blue, but you could also use Cut the Cameras and just use the dark gray instead. I just wanted to see how the two would look together, and it might be different on your skin tone if you're not as olivey as I am. And then I'm picking up a little bit of Weather Girl on the same brush still, and I'm just gonna brush that right here just to have even more brightness on the inner part of my lid and crease. Also, it sounds like Bean is snoring next to me, so you might hear her. And then I'm just taking that first brush I tried, that blending brush, and just making sure everything's nicely blended together. And then I'm just gonna take this little packing brush and pick up a little bit of Daily Double and put it down here. Pick up a little bit of Weather Girl since it's the brightest blue. And I'm gonna put it right here and just blend the two together. Also, you might see, we don't have room for an actual bar cart, so we have cookbooks and our booze on this little shelf here. So you can kind of see, I think the chartreuse is showing up on the corner right there. I did try to tidy it so it wasn't like overwhelming amount of booze sitting there. These are really nice blues, so I am very happy with this. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a shimmer brush. Okay, so you could do fully monochromatic and use like Soap Star or something on the lid. I think that would look really pretty against the grays, but I think I wanna try one of the dark shades out here to blend into the dark outer corner, and then I'm gonna put Static all over the lid because it's just a really pretty silver. So I'm picking it up on a Rephr 21 brush. It's my favorite brush for shimmers. You can use a packing brush, like I know people will use something like this. I just don't think it picks up shimmer as well, and I think you tend to get more fallout because it's so fluffy. This I think works the best because it's so thin. And I'm just gonna put this all over. So this doesn't have as much of a base as some. So it's building up, but it's giving a nice sparkle effect. I wonder what this one will look like with my finger. So I'm gonna try that with my finger. Sometimes the warmth of your finger really helps. Yeah, so that gives more of the base color. So if you are not someone that likes to use your finger, I would try to use maybe glitter glue to help it grip, because it's just a little more textured, so it's not going to go on as smoothly with just a brush. I don't have any fallout from any of the shadows though, which is very nice, but that is also why I tap off my brushes. And then I'm gonna pick up Infomercial, which is just a standard metallic, and put it right here, just to kind of bridge that gap. And it's blending into the silver really nicely, actually. I'm gonna put it a little bit more here, and then pick up a little bit more of static and just kind of blend the two together. That looks really nice. Also, the taste of the lip oil is basically gone now, and it's just got a nice little bit of orange to my lips, which I really do like. So if it didn't have the sweetness, this would be a new go-to lip. And then using a pencil brush, I'm gonna pick up Televangelista, which was the smoother metallic silver, more white. And I'm gonna put that right here on my lower lash line and on my inner corner. If you want a more smooth look, I would put this down and then static on top. But I think it works really nice as an inner corner. Okay, so I do want to finish this with liner, mascara and stuff, but I'm gonna do the other eye first and then just do mascara all at once. So I'm going to grab this. This is a Refer 1 brush. This is one of my go-to brushes. I have a bunch of them. And I'm gonna pick up the color Zenith, the lighter gray, and try that out. So I'm just tapping off like normal, and I'm gonna pack that right here. Oh, that's really nice. It's kind of a gray taupe. And then I'm gonna pack that here and blend it into the crease. And as per usual, I like the way the natural hair picks up and blends better, but the synthetic did work really well, especially the more dense brush with these blues. So I'm just placing this all over my lid and crease as a nice transition. I'm gonna do a more daily friendly look with this. And it is really nice. It's gray, but it's like a gray taupe. So it looks really nice and doesn't look weird on my skin tone. So I really like the way that looks, and you could easily do like the blue shimmer here all over the lid if you wanted that pop of blue with this. And it was, especially if you thought this was too smoky, but I do want to go just smoky with this one, but like easy, quick smoky look. So I'm gonna pick up Hot Pursuit on a different Refer 21. Really beautiful gray shimmer. I might put a little bit of the blue in there, and I'm gonna put that all over the lid. And I really like that. So I'm just gonna place that all over the lid and blend the edges into Zenith real quick. Okay, so I really like that. That was really easy. It's really smooth. It's similar to, I would say, Night Shift and Soapstar. They're very smooth metallic, so you can blend the edges nicely. And I probably could have put that down first and put Zenith around the edge, but looks really cool. And then I'm gonna try Cut the Cameras, which is the dark gray, and I'm just gonna tap that a little bit on the outer edge just to see how well that works. Like if you wanted the original look as a daytime look and you wanted to smoke it out even more before going out, I wanna see how well that will work. And then going back in with the first brush and just kind of making sure the edges are nice and diffused. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of Zenith on the little packing brush, put it right here, and then put a little bit of Televangelista on the inner corner and finish mascara and stuff. I'm gonna do that off camera. The construction noise is getting really loud again, so I'm just gonna do that real quick and then I'll be back to finish up. Okay, so I'm back and hopefully the background noise is a little bit better now. Really love the way this looks. So like I said, I just put a little bit of Zenith right here, put a little bit of Televangelista on the inner corner. And I really like both of these. This is a very dramatic, very blue look. This is a much more everyday look Really love this. I mean, you could do blues in this shape and this size. I just, went dramatic. But I would say this is on par with Trixie's other palettes. If you've tried any of Trixie's eyeshadows, so far this seems like the same great quality, and I'm really happy I grabbed this. I really love their formula. I think the shimmers, they're not the most exciting shimmers. There are definitely better shimmers out there too, but they are nice, especially the more smooth standard metallics, and this one does have some nice texture to it. So really happy I grabbed this, really excited to keep playing with it. And I will, like normal, keep playing with this, and at the end of the month, come back and tell you what I think and post pictures on Instagram, all of that. I've been pretty bad at posting to Instagram though. The construction noise outside is getting very, very loud again, so I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully it's not too bad in the background, and hopefully this footage is usable because I don't want to have to refilm this. But really like this. If you were interested in this, I think it's worth the $30. Obviously there's lots of blue palettes out there. I've tried like the all blue palette from BH and ColourPop, and I didn't like those, and I did get rid of those. This has a little bit more versatility in it to me and is a better formula. So I'm really happy that this is my blue palette that I have now. Especially because I can do an all gray look if I want. I can mix and match. Really happy with that. The lip oil, like I said, I really like the color and I really like the formula. I just don't like the scent, the taste, the sweetness. I wish it didn't have stevia in it or a scent. So if anybody at Trixie Cosmetics sees this, please come out with like normal lip oils that don't have this like sweet scent and sweet taste. I would buy a bunch of them. I just don't like this. It's just too sweet. So, but really like the way both these looks came out. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the looks, what you think of the palette, what you think of the lip oil, especially if you've picked up any of these over the last couple months, because these did come out at the end of last year. Also, hopefully the construction noises weren't too bad, and hopefully the new filming setup is working okay. Let me know your thoughts. I always want your feedback and like to hear your opinions on things. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.